What is up, Sabronis and people who need dental work? Mr. Scott Cameron.
Hey, I have pretty decent teeth, just for the record, though. You're on here bashing my teeth.
Decent
Listen,
teeth for
I got chip teeth right here. You know how I got that?
Pretty decent teeth for a homeless guy.
Listen. Have you ever chipped a tooth before? I know we're just getting into this thing, but
no, my wife has like 3 times the same tooth.
Okay, well, when I was a kid, I'd opened a door, or someone closed the door on me at church or something, and it hit my tooth, boonk, and it bruised it. Well, that was a baby tooth, so they pulled it out early, and this one grew in. It was fine. And then my brother and I were playing this stupid game. We were just being dumb kids, where we took turns laying in the lazy boy, and someone would run across the living room, boom, and hit him, and boom, boom, just dumb. Well, my brother thought it would be cool he'd be in the chair, and right when I took off, he'd put the chair back, whoop, I did a Superman right over it, and I hit my tooth right on the shell around the...
all things you could hit. Not the nose, not the forehead,
not
the tooth.
My tooth. And I remember, dude, it hurt so bad. Oh, and I remember I went upstairs, sat on the couch, put ice on my mouth, and that was the quietest dinner I've ever probably had in that house that I remember. No one talked. Man, my brother got in a lot of trouble for that one, but so it happens.
Sounds like deservedly so. My brother and I, we used to at my mom's when we first moved to Ohio, the house she had had two sets of stairs and then a room and another set. So it was like 10 stairs max. And just like every other kid, we would slide down the stairs, right? Put blankets down. But we got this big sleeping bag, and we would stuff every blanket and pillow in there that you could possibly get in the house, and we would ride down on the sleeping bag. My brother and I used to get along, I guess.
Did you hurt? Oh hell! I was expecting something like I broke my clavicle or something,
Actually, I did break my collarbone one time. That's my brother's fault also. We used to climb trees all the time. This is a different story. We used to climb trees all the time. All the time. We would go across the street, we would climb trees. And I'm a young kid. I'm just learning physics for the first time. All those things as a young lad. And I'm like, I need to get some good grip on these trees. If I wear my football cleats with some spikes on it, those will give me some good grip, right? So we're climbing, and I slip, and on the back of my leg, just sliced.
Whoa! This is a rated G show, sir.
Sliced down my leg, and I got a big bad scar right there. I mean, from the top of my thigh, right under the cheek, to right above the back of my kneecap.
There goes your pantyhose modeling career.
Yeah. And then I broke my collarbone. One time. Was it all these years of playing sports and everything? Never broke collarbone there. I'm at home. My brother, my 2 friends. Tonight, don't wrestle with me. And Cario gets there right away. Trent's he wants to wrestle. I'm telling you, my buddy picks me up by my legs and slams me on the ground. I hit the ground. I just feel instantly something in my shoulder. And my head's ringing. And I'm just mad. I'm in a bad mood the rest of the night. My brother, my friends, they're all hanging out. I'm in this bad mood. Like I said, my head's ringing, probably concussed. That's probably where any signs of chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Oh, it would have been real cool if I hit it the first time.
But you didn't.
Yeah, so now I'm just a jabroni who tries to act like. Anyway.
That's the only bone? Hold on, that's the only bone you ever broke?
I broke my arm when I was a young kid. So my mom gets home, and I'm like, Mom, my shoulder really hurts real bad, but I think I'll be okay. And so that night I try to go sleep, and I'm a stomach sleeper, and I'm trying to lay on my stomach, and everything is just painful. Painful.
Oh, yeah.
So the next morning, she's like, hey, are you feeling better? I'm like, no. But she's like, well, I was going to go to Columbus. Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I think I'll be fine. Oh my gosh, my Roomba's starting right now. Why? What a bad time. So I'm like, no, I think I'll be okay, Mom. So she leaves. I go take a shower. I have to it takes me 5 minutes to get my shirt off and everything. I can't move my arm at this point. I call her. I'm like, something's not right. She's like, we'll be home soon. She takes me to the ER and X-rayed and yeah.
So. Well, no,
So
no.
I got to turn this roof off.
It's the rise of the robots over there.
Oh my god.
AI has come to full fruition, man.
Yeah. So I went 24 hours on a broken collarbone. I'm probably the toughest person I know.
That is pretty good. That's pretty good.
Next time y'all want to question my toughness, next time you all want to question me and my toughness, just know that I'm toughest guy. Right. Know.
Sure.
So
I've had some fractures and stuff, hairline fractures and stuff. But when I was a kid, I broke my leg because we were playing tag, and the kid who he would not leave home base. Well, home base just happened to be those really, really old, heavy fold-out tables. Not the ones that are plastic now or balsa wood bull crap. We're talking like the old, hardcore, heavy ones,
Old.
That was home base, and there's a whole bunch of them laying against the wall. He would not get off of home base. And I said, get off of there. And he's like, I don't have to. So I started trying to pull him off, okay? He's like pulling like 3 or 4 tables back. My leg gets caught on his leg. He gets out. I don't. And they all just go right on my leg. Now, I got and it ruined my summer too, man. I had that stinking thing on the whole summer and couldn't swim or anything.
See, my injury was February, March, so that was
yeah.
The worst part was like I was a junior in high school, I think, sophomore junior year, and they wouldn't let me drive. Like they're like, you can't drive with one arm, and I'm like, that seems stupid because
do you know how I am, dog? Do you know how I am, boy?
It was my left arm, and I lived in Ontario at the time. I went to Canada, lived in Ontario, so I'm like, I had to drive to school. They're like, you can't drive, so I had to figure something out.
They don't know your drip.
Yeah, the worst part was that like it's all connected. Like using my right arm to push myself up would just send a shockwave of pain. So I'm pretty much an expert when it comes to clavicles, but again, I'm super tough. Hey, I want to talk about some HQ trivia, but we'll save that for next week. Don't forget our opening discussion next week is some HQ trivia. Do you remember HQ trivia?
Yeah, I remember I bombed it last time.
Yeah, I bet you did. Whoa, that's you can't say that right now.
Oh, sorry. I did not have a winning
We're in a trying
record.
time.
Sorry.
Okay.
I guess you don't want to tell you about the time I ran a ball down.
I ran the ball down.
Okay, so go on.
Right to Iraq.
You sound like a turkey.
That's a new Apple product coming out next year.
The turkey?
Iraq. No, the Iraq. It's like a shelf that you like click it and it'll play.
Iraq
through speaker. Yeah.
Why are you stealing my jokes right now, dude?
And they go with the new shoes coming out. The new running shoes. The Iran.
Yeah, I would always tell kids, hey, did you see the Arabia? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, Saudi Arabia. And kids would be like, well, just dumb stuff. Dad jokes. You win, buddy.
And I ran so far away. It's a classic. That's a deep cut that the people don't know about.
Is it Blues Traveler or something?
No, that's some old SNL.
Hey, yeah. I guess I'm not Stuart Smalley. Doggone it. People like me.
Okay, I want to talk some football, but we ain't talking NFL. We ain't talking college football. We're talking this UFL rule, this 4-point kick.
Yes.
It is gimmicky. There's parts of me that are all for it. There's parts of me that think that if it became an NFL thing, that it would evolutionize the game, just like the 3-point shot has in football, in a way that I don't know how people would react to it. I think that Sean McVay and Dan Campbell would do it very differently. But the UFL rule that they're implementing this year is if you kick a field goal past 60 yards, it is worth not 1, not 2, not a traditional 3.3 field goal, a 4-point field goal. 4 points, not 3, one more than 3, 4.
60 one yards, less than 5.
One less than 5. 60 yards or more, which means 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, or above, any number above that, you would receive 4 points. You are all for it. Go ahead and you kind of talk about it first.
So here's the thing. I understand the traditionalists will get their panties in a bunch. Here's the thing, though. Let me ask you this real quick. This is where the question begins. Okay, all right.
Does the NFL adopt it in the next 3 years?
In the next 3 years, I'm going to take the political approach. We're going to have to wait and see how it works out in the other leagues. Because here's the thing. If you remember, where did this whole new kickoff thing take off? It's basically this whole notion that, that's a minor league and we're going to try out these things at one. Major League Baseball's done the whole thing with the recall, right? So I've never liked the idea that a 15-yard kick is 3 points and so is a 65-yard kick, right? And so why not honor good kickers that make really long field goals, make them worth more points? And I even said to you via text, when we were kind of like, playing it out there as a discussion point, I also believe that if you kick the ball through the uprights on a kickoff, why not make that worth 1 point? Or if you don't want to give points for it, maybe make it to where the team's going to get the ball starting on their own yardage, but take a down off. So now they're starting with second down. Give a reward for having a great skill kicker. Because as we've seen here in the last couple of years, good kickers are getting harder and harder to find. So why not reward a team that's willing to invest a developed kicker? Why not give some sort of reward? I don't know. I'm a fan of the 4-pointer. It would definitely change the game, though. Absolutely, it would. But how many kicks over 60 yards have taken place in the NFL last season? How many 60-yard plus kicks?
I believe last year was 22, and every year in the last in this decade is going up more and more and more and more.
Sure.
Whereas for the whole 1900s through 2000s, there was 14 total 60-plus yard field goal attempts, and so it is going up.
And as you're getting more teams that play indoors and stuff, that's going to also happen more often, right?
Yeah. Well, and there's parts of me that I think it is cool, and I'm all for the UFL doing some cool stuff like this. I mean, they were the first to do the modified kickoff that has become a staple in the NFL, which I kind of liked at first. I don't like as much anymore. And we can talk about that in a second as to why and how I think you easily fix the NFL kickoff thing if safety isn't the reason that they're saying is behind it. The 2-point play being at the 5-yard line, you get 3 points after touchdown being at the 10-yard line. All these leagues have experimented with this, and I don't know if the NFL does anything like that anytime soon, because they did back up the PAT being at the 25-yard line or whatever, which has changed. Correct. People miss PATs now.
Oh yeah,
quite often. Here's the thing with the 4-point play, and in the UFL it doesn't matter. In the NFL it does when it becomes this. Hey, right now, wherever, hold on, I'm bad with field goals. Because in high school football, we don't kick field goals. We go for it. Especially when you're a team like the Tigers.
Yeah, that's generally because most football coaches are they have too much pride to ask the soccer kids to kick for them.
We have soccer kids all the time. We had a dog of a soccer kid last year. Shout out Braylon Beachy. All right, so at the 43-yard line, okay, the ball would be spotted at the 43-yard line of the opposing team. That's where a 60-yard field goal would be. So we're at it's third and 13 at the 42-yard line. Are you taking a knee? Because we're gonna kick a field goal right here, guys. We're gonna kick a field goal. Might as well take a knee, bring it back 1 yard, be on the 43-yard line, and now we're gonna kick a 60-yarder. Is that, or do you just move the kicker back? Instead of the holder being the traditional, however many yards back, do you move it back?
That messes with timing, though.
It messes with timing. It messes with the ability, if you widen out a defender, easier to block. But I'm saying, these are the things, and that becomes part of this game. And if you miss the kick, now you're getting the ball at the 40. You're giving your opponent the ball at the 43-yard line. You're giving them a much shorter field. So a guy like Sean
calculated
McVay,
risk.
Right, a guy like Sean McVay, Dan Campbell, guys that are very aggressive with fourth down play calls. Is that extra 1 point worth it to be let's go get our guy out there? But there's a chance that it misses. And I think in the NFL, all that stuff matters too much because if you were to look up the average score of a game, what do you think it is? The average margin.
Oh, the average with the average margin of victory or average number. With the average margin of victory in the NFL, I'm going to say 2.7 points.
You're probably about right. I mean, this says 3 points followed by 7 points. Like just a quick Google search, and so the field goal matters so much, and then it's going to get to the point later on in time where it's like, hey, we're down by 7, instead of scoring a touchdown, or we're in field goal range, we kick our field goal, and then you get a stop, and all you need to do is get to the 43-yard line for a chance to tie it. I don't want to watch my team be up by 4 and have a chance to go to overtime because of a gimmicky 4-point play. Again, in the UFL, I don't think it matters because there's just not enough of the emotional investment of it for it to matter for what NFL football is, true championship football. Whereas this is like, it's just not that, and we know it. It's okay for it to not be. People don't care about minor league baseball. People don't care about the G League. It doesn't lead to. It's about getting to the next step. It's about getting the NFL.
Okay, I'm gonna counter your argument because I'm not disagreeing with you necessarily, but I'm gonna counter your argument. Let's say your team and you are up by 3, or I'm saying you're down by 3. Okay, you're down by 3 with a minute left, and you get the ball down to that 43, 44-yard line, and you're like, hey, we can kick this field goal and win it. Tell me what's the difference with that? And in other sports, you do the same thing. Baseball has a closer, right? I mean, there's specialty things, and if you just so happen to have that secret weapon and you can do it, why not? Yeah, it does change the game. But now you're a team that goes, ooh, if you're tied at a certain point, you're like, oh, if we kick a field goal, at least the worst that's going to happen is they're going to maybe tie. Oh no, now you can lose. So now it changes your strategy in going forward and trying to move the ball. So it changes a lot of stuff.
You're right, but then as a defense, again, like, hey, we're at the 42-yard line. You don't want. You're almost like, hey, I almost want them to get 5 yards on this play, so it's a 3-point field goal.
Correct.
Instead of them taking, because I could, if you're right, if that was my mindset, I'm that coach that, hey, we're gonna be aggressive right here. We want to win the game right here. We're gonna take a knee and you lose 1 yard and try out a 4-point field goal. As the defense, you're like, what are you supposed to do? Like, let the big play happen so that they get the ball at the 20-yard line, and then are they gonna run back 23 yards? And that's where it's like, at the end of the day, you want your defense to be able to win a game by getting a stop and force that field goal and hope they miss it. A la the Steelers and the Ravens week 18 to go to the playoffs. That doesn't happen if a 4-point field goal is an option because And listen, at the end of the day, I care about like outsmarting, and Belichick is the guy that always wanted to outsmart. Mike Vrabel is another coach that tries to outsmart other coaches. So I'm all for coaches outsmarting them. But at the end of the day, football is football because the players on the field, not coaches trying to outsmart you with gimmicky rules and overdoing gimmicky rules. And I am the type that's done it. I think I told you a story about JV football. I wasted a minute and 50 seconds of clock at the end of a quarter, at the end of a half, and Pleasant still has the ball at our own 10-yard line and couldn't get the ball off. I'm going to tell you the story? Yeah. I mean, I'm JV Bill Belichick, all right? I'm JV Bill Belichick, okay? I'm all for it. But at the same time, too, I'm all for it when the defense still has a chance to when it benefits my team. Let's just say.
And I get that. I think I don't know how the USFL has it written in. If it's like something where you can't go backwards in order to get it, that would make sense to where you can't attempt the field goal. You can only do that by having an incompletion before the play before, or a forward play, or something like that. I could see something like that. Or
I would say though,
you can't get on the 40-yard line intentionally do a false start that pumps you back. You know what I mean? Can't do something like that.
I feel like that rule would have been. I feel like we would have known it already. Like if that was a bylaw in it, I really just think hey. And I think you're going to see, and I'm really curious watching the UFL this year. I'm going to watch some games. I want to see how teams manipulate the system if they are at the 42-yard line on third down. What is the goal? Like if you want to try out the 60-yard field goal. In the NBA, the 3-point shot when it was first introduced was it wasn't gimmicky in the time because college basketball and other leagues have been experimenting with it. I mean, the history of the 3-point shot is like, it's so wonky because it's like, it was around, wasn't around, and the NBA finally, and,
when did the NBA adopt a 3-point line, Mr. Sabo?
1980? Was it 1980? It
was a little bit later than that, yeah, but yeah. So it hadn't been around that long. Yeah.
When was it?
Was it 84, 85? Let's do it.
I thought when 1979, 1980.
Oh, you suck! I thought it was like, oh yeah. Well, sure, fine. Yeah, sure, you got that.
What for so long, like Larry Bird.
Windows over there.
Larry Bird was like revolutionized the 3-point shot, right? Him and Danny Ainge, like those guys really tried to evolutionize the 3-point shot, and then it became this Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, like those are the guys that like made it its baby, and then Steph Curry is like the father of the 3-point shot now, right? And like has evolutionized the game. You go watch high school basketball, you go watch college basketball, you go watch youth basketball, AAU basketball. What shot do they take 99 times when they can? 3-point shot. We all know it's like we don't have to
Steph Curry 3-pointer. Yep.
But what shot does not happen anymore? What shot doesn't happen anymore?
Honestly, the shot that's missing now is your mid-range 10-foot shot from the side. Very few people shoot that shot anymore.
You get some shots on the elbow a little bit, like a DeMar DeRozan, those type of guys, like they make their money off the. But like you're right, between the block and the corner three, or the wing and the upper part of the key, you do not get mid-range shots in there anymore. That it has completely gone away at all levels. Because why? It's worth the risk of stepping back a little bit more and taking this shot for one extra point. If I'm going to make a 2-point shot, I might as well be in the paint close to it. And is that good for the game of basketball? A lot of people disagree, and people hate the NBA right now, and that is one big reason why people hate the NBA right now is because the 3-point shot. People want to hate on the defense all they want. I do believe that it could be a little bit more physical. You could allow a little bit more hand checking. I don't think the ego of a lot of these NBA players, like everybody's so pouty all the time. You see, like there was a big fight between the Hornets and the Pistons a few weeks ago. Or Jokic yesterday. Yeah. Jokic yesterday, like it's just like one person does anything, we have to be all Mr. Tough Guy. Go be a tough guy. Killer look. But be a tough guy by like performing on the court. Defense, the hand checking could be a little bit more. You could allow it more, but at the end of the day, the reason that defense is not great in the NBA is because everybody's so offensively skilled, and you can't guard somebody up at the 3-point line because they're all so fast off the dribble. Everybody has such good handles. Everybody's so big that it's one step to the paint, and you're right there. So you have to play back off to allow any help side defense, and it just leaves for wide open threes. And everybody in the NBA is so skilled 3-point wise. Whereas college basketball, you don't have that as much. In high school basketball, everybody thinks they're a great 3-point shooter. But half the time, like you could be playing high school basketball and close your eyes and give this much distance. I mean, it's 50-50 that if a kid can make it.
Right.
I watched Ohio State today, and the first half, it just seemed like there's no the ball movement's not there because everybody's just waiting to be on the wing on the 3-point line, and
correct,
and just waiting for that open shot to be there, and there's not good ball movement anymore. I don't know.
Correct. It's like. It's where the way to beat that is, I mean, especially now anymore with the style, you want a 4 or 5 that can step out and shoot some sort of wing shot. Is a lot of teams are going to the 4 wing 1 post to 4-1, and they're just doing a motion out of that. But you have to have a good post player that's solid enough to hold the fork down in the post on the paint. But yeah, I mean that's a great way to do it because you're right. Otherwise, it becomes a stalemate out there, and people are like, and it's like, no, go move around, cut through the stripe, or go set a freaking screen and then cut through the stripe. And that's the thing. The 4-1 motion is a good way to do that. But you're right, man. A la Boston Celtics, too many 3-pointers, and it is turning a lot. That's one of the reasons why I don't like watching the NBA. It's like, they're shooting more threes. I get it, and listen. This is me as a guy that played post and in middle school, high school stuff. But I liked going out and shooting. I'm a shooter outside, and that's just that was always my style. That's right, boy. Back that down on the block. Hoi hoi. So, but here's the thing. The game has changed from when I played when I was a kid. And you're right, everyone's pushed out on the wing. And the idea notion of a 4-point play or 4-point shot, and they're like, oh, do you think you're going to have a 4-point line? I'm like, you would think because the Steph Currys and the great shooters that are coming through here, better shooters, but the problem is, just like the NFL, we made all these rules to acclimate for a pass. So guess what came back? Running. And so it might just be an evolution thing. Plus, last thing, there's a lot more three-pointers taken in a basketball game than 22 field goals, you said, attempts or whatever in the NFL. It's the relative frequency of this 4-point opportunity pretty rare in the NFL.
Yeah. So I guess the whole thing, going back to 4-point play, if the NFL does adopt it at some point, I'm going to be interested to see. I really do want to pay attention to those early analytics of how coaches go about it. I think that'll be the important part of if it's something that stays around. The last thing about staying around, I want to talk about the kickoff, because I kind of did bring it up, and I love kickoff. I think kickoff is such a kickoff return for a touchdown, such an exciting play. Think about when Rashid Shaheed in the playoffs took the opening kickoff versus the Niners. That game was over, right? And this modified kickoff incentivizes people to return. Like, you want people to return it. But the part that's been lost about it is what kickoff was all about was dudes running blindly down the field. They said they switched it for safety. They said they switched it for the safety of the game. Okay. If that is your reason, if that is your sole reason, then I get it. Okay, whatever. I don't have the answer for it other than to get rid of kickoff, which I don't like because, I love a kickoff return. But you've taken away for the surprise onside kick. The Saints don't win Super Bowl 40. They don't win Super Bowl 44 without the surprise onside kick versus the Colts. That coming out halftime, like that is it's such a game changer when you get it. The onside kick is already so low, and now it's not even the surprise anymore. It has to be. We have to be down in the fourth quarter and declare it. It's not a surprise, which stinks. This is how if safety isn't the only reason, this is how you fix it. A touchback out of on it, even in the end zone, ball goes to the 10-yard line. So as a return team, you are incentivized, even in the end zone, I have to return this because I'm going to get better than 10 yards. And if you return it and you get tackled at 15 because you attempted to return it, then you can put it automatically touchback at like the 20 or 25. So you can reward them like with, even if you don't get to that point, but you attempted it, you get at the 25-yard line. If you don't even try, then it's going to go at the 10. Or the 15, whatever you decide. And that's an easy way. But again, the NFL is going to be like, safety, 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 safety. That's why we're doing this. And that's
You're talking about incentivizing. And I think kind of what I said earlier is an additional incentivizer for the teams to kick it out the back rather than trying to place it like right on that goal line and having teams make a decision. But if just saying, again, trying to kick it through those uprights. If you do, there's a reward. I don't know what that reward is. A point seems like a lot, but something there where that gives us a reward. But even if I miss, I'm kicking out of the back of the end zone. It's a touchback, blah, blah, blah.
See, if you by the way, and you could do if you kick it out of the back, like maybe it's a punishment for the kicker because we want people to return it. We want to return. So you kick out the back, then the team gets into the 35 or something. Like you can really make it to where it's like you have to kick it here. You could try to kick it at the back of the end zone, and the guy has a really hard time to return it. And again, if he gets tackled, then we're gonna give the guy the 20, 25 because it's a touchback. But he tried to, and if he decides no, it's not worth it. 10-yard line, great kick, great job kicking.
And this has to be NFL because you can't expect. And you could say, well, college kids, D1 college kids, you're talking about the kicker at Heidelberg. Don't do that to that kid. You know what I mean?
You think Ohio State has a kicker, a punter, a kickoff guy in the last 15 years that could do that.
Right.
Yeah, NFL only.
So, you talk about the importance of good kick returning and stuff. Like Devin Hester wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame if he weren't a kick returner. And and you talk about like game-changing returns, and you didn't talk about Ted Ginn.
No, obviously Ted Ginn, like, if he doesn't get hurt, what happens?
Well, you've heard so many people talk about like 75% of the offense was supposed to run through him that game, and so that's why they got smashed. I think, clearly, they weren't as good, but but you take away the weapon, you know.
What an unlucky Ohio State thing. All right. NBA discussion. We kind of talked about some of the things I want to talk about NBA wise, just because we haven't got to talk a lot of NBA. We really are gonna talk a lot of basketball in the next few weeks. March Madness is Selection Sunday is 2 weeks from today. The brackets are out in like 14 days. The tournament starts in like 17, 18 days. As soon as we're ready, I'm excited to send out my links, and then we're $5 per bracket, $10 per bracket. I haven't decided yet. Let's get a good pot of people in, get some money to one of you or me or Macy Cameron, hopefully. I'm excited. Tuition. Yeah, I've been watching some college basketball this week. I watched Duke yesterday. They are really good. I really like Duke and Ohio State. Of course I want them to win, but I don't want to see them in the tournament. I really don't. I don't want to see him in the tournament. And if you're Diebler, can you just go to like Ross Bjork and be like, hey, can you schedule Purdue at home every game for us? Because when Purdue goes to Columbus, Diebler's the greatest coach on the planet. Diebler's the greatest coach on the planet. But so I'm just like, give me a schedule where Purdue comes here 19 times in a season. Guaranteed 19 wins. It's insane.
Gene Katie's going to come out and coach for him after that. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, real quick on that. These next couple games for Ohio State, because it's going to happen before we talk about it, so let's take 30 seconds to talk about it. Right now, OSU is the number 9 seed. They play on Wednesday. If they win, they have to beat Iowa. They have to overcome Iowa, I should say, rather. And, of course, they just lost to Iowa. Big loss. It sucked. Iowa's number 8. So if they get the 8th seed, they play on Thursday. That helps in terms of getting rest, what that looks like to an NCAA selection committee. 6th place is Wisconsin and UCLA, then Iowa, OSU, and then Indiana. So Iowa has to play Michigan and Nebraska. They're probably going to lose one or both of those games. So Ohio State has to beat Penn State. Don't choke against Penn State. Dear God, don't do that. But then they have to beat Indiana, who's in 10th place. So Ohio State's in a really interesting position. If they do win the next 2 games, I would think that they would be in at some point, and I'm still holding out for the Miami, Ohio, and OSU playing game to see if Diebler's going to retain his job or not. I still want it. I want it.
Do you think, I mean, and a lot of people are saying, like, same thing as you have to win these last 2 games, and then win a game or 2 in the tournament.
Potentially, yeah.
And the 8th seed at this point in time, there's some the brackets get so wonky. The 8th seed sometimes has like a triple bye. It might be a double bye.
Yeah.
But
everyone makes it this year. Yeah. But here's the thing: if you finish in 8th place in the Big Ten, you're gonna make the tournament. You know, there's a really good chance because they were talking about taking 10 teams from the Big Ten. So if you make it in the 8th, you're in a really good spot. 9th, yeah, it kind of depends on who's in that large and who makes upsets. You never know, right?
Yeah.
So you just put yourself in jeopardy.
I don't want to see it happen because I don't want them to get in. We have to pick.
I know.
Me end up picking them for a first round upset, and then they lose to whoever they.
Listen, have you ever?
I know. I end up picking with my heart, and I'm gonna have to go to the Sweet 16, and they're gonna lose in the first round to Fairleigh Dickinson.
I watched them play in the NIT, man, 8 years ago or something like that, maybe 9 or 10 years ago now. I took Macy. They played I can't remember who they played in the first round, but it was a home game, obviously, and I sat right behind Luke Fickle.
Really? I haven't gone to Ohio State game.
Sweet seats, man.
I haven't gone to Ohio State basketball game since, it might be Evan Turner's like sophomore, freshman year. It's been long.
Evan Turner?
But
Evan Turner is a great basketball player. He's so good.
I'm excited to when my son is of age to be able to take him. Obviously, basketball games are a little bit cheaper than football games, so we'll definitely do our fair share of basketball games in the future. Me and my young guy.
But interesting thing about Michigan, real quick, LJ Kaysen, that's their best 6 man, and he's out for the rest of the year.
Yep.
Tore his ACL. I mean, he had 33 threes, and his field goal percentage like 50% or something like that, averaging 8.5 points a game or something. That's going to hurt Michigan a lot in the tournament. They're going to really miss that. So we'll see how they end up going the rest of the year.
I've been watching. Like I said, I've been watching this last weekend, and so I'm gearing up for it. It's March. It's officially Sabo basketball time. I literally just had up on my screen the combine results, and of course, as soon as I'm ready to start talking about it, it wants to crash out.
Disappeared.
And say it wants to not be there anymore. It's saying can't connect to it.
Well, okay, so
but Sonny Styles had the combine of all ages. Sonny Styles guaranteed himself to be a top 6 pick.
10. Yeah, they're saying four of the top 10 picks are going to be OSU players: Reese, Tate, Styles, and Downs. Yeah, freaking believable.
I could see. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 4 of the top 6, honestly. But it ends up being 4 of the top 6. Somebody might take a tackle in there. But and Mendoza's going to go 1. And it pains me. I hate to be the guy that says this.
I know what you're going to say.
4 top 10 picks. How do we not
win
how did you lose?
That's I know. That's the razor's edge, right? And that's the thing. It's it's like, and you start looking like these great OSU teams of the past, like the 98 team. You start looking at all these teams are like so stinking good. It's like, how did you screw it up? What do you mean, Urban Meyer, that you lost to frickin' Michigan State? How did you do that? Like Ryan Day, how did you lose to that crappy Michigan team? What do you do? It just happens, man.
2019. I mean, I don't put that loss on Ryan Day at all. I put that loss on those refs, but that was an absolutely loaded Ohio State team. I think within the last 25 years, I would say this year, 2019 and 2015 might be the 3 best teams. 3 of the top of all teams in college football the last 25 years to not win, talented to not win a national championship.
That 98 team was unbelievable.
Yeah.
That 98 team. Let's see, 1998 Ohio. Keep going. Ohio State roster. I'm going to look this up. Of course, you had Joe Germain. Oh, but you had Michael Wiley, dude. Michael Wiley was such a dog. I know. I'm starting to sound like you. Dang.
Dog.
He's a dog.
Certified dog.
He is a certified dog. He would not wear a gold chain, though, that's for sure. Jonathan Wells. Let's see. D. Miller, David Boston, Kenyon Rambo. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Darren Warnke. Dude, oh, my gosh. They're freaking stacked. They were good. They finished 11-1.
Yeah.
But it was John Cooper. He poops his pants.
Yep. That was 98 the year they finally beat Michigan? He just could beat Michigan State? Or
yeah.
97?
Yeah. No. Yeah, it was freaking Plaxico Burress, the man who shoots his pee-pee in the leg. Plaxico Burress. But guess who's the coach at that Michigan State? Who's the coach at Michigan State at the time?
Nick Saban.
Nick Saban. I mean, you're getting...
You try to act like I don't know stuff. I don't know stuff. I know.
But even though it sucked, you lost to probably the greatest college football coach ever to walk the earth.
Yep.
So it doesn't hurt as much now, but it did back then.
Yeah. So Sonny, it's crashing on me, of course, but Sonny had a great weekend in the combine. Obviously, Arvell was like the highest graded overall player. Lorenzo Styles goes and runs a 4. What you had it written down?
4.27.
Lorenzo's doesn't have, obviously not the size of his brother. Wasn't great at the position this year, but he earned himself guaranteed being drafted in the NFL because you go out there and you do that, somebody's going to take a waiver on you.
Correct.
And put you on their defense.
Or can he handle a ball? Can he carry a ball? Like turn him into some sort of back or something. Like holy crap, man!
Drew Aller,
you're going to do something.
Drew Aller is a person right now that people are had a good weekend, are kind of getting back into that. Last year, if he would have won the NFL last year, I think the Browns would have taken him 2nd or 3rd overall, whatever pick they had. There was a lot of hype behind him. But he had a good weekend. Jeremiah Love had a good weekend. Jeremiah Love is good, man. He is one of the best running backs in a long time, to just fresh out of college. I liked Genty a lot last year in college. I thought Genty should have won the Heisman. But if you would have second-guessed him as an NFL player because of the competition, I would have been like, okay, I understand it. And there was times this year where he was able to run the ball very ferociously, but there's times where he just looked like an average running back this year. If you tell me Jeremiah Love goes and does that, I'm going to be shocked. I expect Jeremiah Love right away to go in and be a really productive running back and be able to do it for a good amount of years because
year one starter.
The intangibles that he has, he's really, really good. I wish it worked right now so I could see his 40 time.
Again, and I know Carson Beck. This is my Carson Beck impersonation. So, anyways, like I don't know how people like that have droopy eyelids and can see normal. I just don't get it. But anyways, Carson Beck had a pretty good one too. You know who I thought was hilarious? Or Diego got exposed, and dude, he's an idiot. He is Johnny Manziel without the skill. You know what?
Hey, I'm Diego. It's more like I'm Diego. I should have won the Heisman.
No,
Vanderbilt's the best team in college football.
He's such
Put
a
us
cornball.
in the natty.
He's such a cornball. Yeah, there you go. Playing shortstop for the Dodgers. But
iced out.
Who was the guy from Miami with the little arms?
Oh, gosh, what's his name? He's great. I can't think of his name right now. Ruben Bain Jr.
Yeah,
Bain.
I just put in Miami Hurricanes little arms and Ruben Bain.
What's up, guys?
Hey, guys.
The fact that Ruben Bain has these types of arms, he's rushing the.
That's why he's hard to stop.
I know. Yeah, you can't get your hands on him because his arms.
You try to wrestle a kid with no arms or no legs or something. I mean, that's hard to do. It is. There's not much. There's nothing to gravitate to. It's a challenge. So
I'm telling you, I've seen I couldn't tell you what the length is, but there is a certain length of wingspan in NFL draft history. It's like no player under this certain amount has ever been drafted in like the top 100 picks. He might go top 15, and
yeah.
That's the wingspan.
I got him, guys.
Between him and Diego.
Listen, if he ever knocks down a pass in the NFL, someone's got to buy him a steak dinner.
My.
Actually, probably the only pass he'll knock down is Diego's pass because it's that short to the ground.
I was gonna say Baker Mayfield, but yeah. Diego.
I mean, how's he handle in class? How's he ask questions in class?
I'm gonna have to guess that guy probably.
Can you put a higher?
Classes.
Yeah.
Is your hand up? Yes, my hand's up.
Do you have pit stains, or are you afraid to put your arm in the air?
No, sir. As high as it goes.
Shut up and answer. I got a question already.
All right, let's transition to CamDog's conversation at the end of the night.
All right, man. This is an important question because there's different ways you can answer this. What is the best and the worst kind of gum? Now, I can leave this open to however you want to answer it. Do you want to talk about brand or do you want to talk about flavor? It's up to you.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, brand or flavor?
Let's just kind of keep it going with both. Like, I have in my brain.
Sure.
I have in my brain what I like. I would say the best, like my go-to. If I was at the grocery store. I'm at the gas station. And I need some gum real quick. The first one I'm looking for, I'm grabbing is 5 gum, either the blue or the green. I just feel like flavor.
The blue or the green, 5's good.
Flavor wise, longevity wise, it's real solid. It's a real good solid piece of gum, right?
Absolutely.
The worst I'm gonna have to go because I'm 30 years old in my life now, and I just don't need it anymore. It's Hubba Bubba. Or the yellow, the pink one with the yellow wrapping with the blue.
The tape. Really?
Okay, the tape's worse. The tape's worse than I was gonna say. It's the yellow with like the blue.
Yeah.
Yellow with the blue wrappers. But yes, the tape. Why would that's not gum. That's like laxative. And I know
Okay,
that sooner
so
rather than later, somebody's gonna give it to my kid, and he's gonna like open it up. And he's gonna take the whole thing out. And he's gonna be like, take a big chunk out of it.
Right.
It's like
I used to do that with the roll, like bite it. It's like it's not a cinnamon roll, idiot. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, here's the thing. The gum that I like, that I go to is the Mentos gum, and it's not like a Mentos commercial where it's like
Mentos gum is good. I like Mentos gum.
Mentos gum is good. The blue is the best in my opinion. Green's good. I can handle green. I tell you what, the gum that is kind of forgotten, but is really, really good, it's the blackjack gum. Have you ever had that before?
I've never had blackjack gum.
It's like a black licorice gum.
No, yeah, I wouldn't like that.
I know, but listen, it is an acquired taste.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but the worst. I cannot stand Bazooka Joe. I don't like Bazooka Joe. It's always hard. Yeah. It feels like you're gonna rip a tooth out. It's like the what's the bee honey bot or whatever. What's that stupid hard candy? That's bit of honey. It's like it's like a bit of tooth taken out. I hate that crap.
Yeah.
But
let's keep the conversation to like if the conversation's no bubble gum because we're adults and you go in the grocery or the gas station and it's just you had to get the gum. Like I said, I like 5 gum.
5 is great gum.
Ice. Yes, Dentine Ice. That's a thumbs down.
Are you talking about the ones that have the little packs that like you have to like push it through?
Yeah, the little flavor like lasts like 4 seconds and
yeah.
You know what I like? I like extra. Extra's got a good chewiness
Extra's
too, right?
Great.
When you put it in,
it's
and,
nice.
And all these spearmint, winter mint, all those winter green, all those are good.
It's soft. It's
soft.
It fits into your mouth. Why don't you like
Trident? So Trident's okay. You know, the problem with Trident is you open it up. I might have a Trident, and you open Trident up, right? This is Orbit. Orbit and Trident are both the same. Both
they're
both
the
very
same
similar.
vein.
You open it up, and you got these right in here, like this, right? Have you ever tried to pull one of these suckers out, and they want to get stuck in, especially when it's a full pack, and you end up ripping up like 15 of them?
3 or 4 of them.
My goodness! Like, and I
it's
just
bad
I'm
packaging.
popping into some gum. Yes, I'm popping into some gum. I want. That's why 5 gum. I open it up, they slide right out. Nice wrapper. Pocket. You know, throw it away later. I don't litter.
And that Orbit that you have there is actually that's a very dependable gum. That's a solid gum, man. I tell you what,
their packaging they ruin it with their packaging.
You know another gum that I don't particularly like, but it's good, but I just don't like it after 10 seconds. Juicy Fruit and Double Mint. It's like, it just
spearmint's in it. They're fine. You're right. They're fine for 5 seconds, but they're bottom tier because of that.
Do you like Big Red?
No, I don't like.
If you don't like Big Red, then that's it. You're keeping it G. Keep that leg down, sir.
Yep.
Go on. Yeah, you know.
Nobody watches anyway.
I know. Here's another gum that would be that's good, that's oft forgotten, is the gum that came in baseball cards in the 80s and 90s. Now listen, it's hard, but it's more like a tack. And I know you're like, Scott, what's the difference between that crap and the crap that you were talking about with Bazooka? There's a big difference. There's baseball cards involved. I don't want to read this stupid comic about Bazooka Joe. I don't care about him and his girlfriend, or that he's in a spaceship going to Neptune. Screw that guy. Your gum sucks. At least with the baseball card gum, I have something to look forward to. End of story. I don't care if it's 88 tops.
I bet you love Cracker Jack.
Don't like good card
too,
was Mark McGuire.
I bet you love Cracker Jack too. Yeah. You like Cracker Jack and your little stickers that you get inside of it, you old fart. God.
Put them on my cheek.
You are
drives the ladies wild.
Yeah. I'm sure your wife just like, oh, Put that on your cheek.
Oh, let me have.
I've been around.
Give me. You can have your way with me tonight.
I've been around your wife when you're around, and she usually goes, "I don't claim him."
That's true. She's like, "Don't laugh, don't encourage him."
Yeah, and then your daughter's like, "That's my dad. He's my best friend."
She's a true dad's girl.
She is. I'm telling you, your daughter. For anybody that doesn't know Macy Cameron, I never thought that I would see a female version of Scott, but she is. You talk to her when he's not around, you'd be like, "Oh, okay," and then he gets around, and you're like, "This makes sense. This makes sense. I understand. You almost feel bad for her because she doesn't know any better.
Yeah, she doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
It's just who she is, okay?
Yeah. My kid's gonna be. I hope he's like me. I hope he's like me, not like his mom. Ugh. And I've been getting a lot of comments from people about.
You don't want your son to drink probiotic sodas?
Yeah. Leave her alone. Probiotic soda's fine. Or like, you should tell him he's not allowed to talk about it. No, you know what? I'm allowed to talk about her drinking soda habits or her probiotics. And then my one buddy, Drake's like, "I drink probiotic soda too." You know what, Drake? I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked at all. You're definitely the type to drink a probiotic soda. Think you're better than me.
Yeah. You're a real manly man.
Yeah, Drake. Barnett. I'll even throw out the last name too. Clip it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's enough of that, Drake.
Yeah. Drake.
Toronto Raptors. Toronto's Raptors.
Hey, you don't diss on the artist Drake, the greatest artist of our generation, all right?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, so next week we're gonna be back, and we'll be talking a little bit of CBB, right?
Yes, lots of basketball going forward, and at some point in time, we do need to have some of these non-season conversations. We still have to do our Hall of Fame conversation that we've been keeping afloat. How are we going to fix college football? We were commissioners. NFL, I'm not going to do a mock draft for teams because I'm going to be, I'm not in the trenches enough for every NFL team to know exactly, and I don't want to get flamed by somebody like, "You said that this team needs to take a tight end. We've been needing a cornerback for the last 37 years. You don't know nothing about my team." Like, I just don't want to get in that, but overall we can rank players and I like this player for this team and this and that. Like, we can get in those conversations later on. But college basketball, March Madness knocking at the door. Boom, 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 boom. Open up. Brackets are here.
I've been a fan of the Maine Lobsters since I was a kid. Everyone knows what they need is a strong safety.
What do you know about them Jets? You don't know nothing about them Jets. We don't want them Buckeye boys. We don't need none of them Ohio State guys. We need a Bama Crimson Tider.
We need Boomer Esiason to come back.
I don't get pissed about nothing but Tide. You know that? You know Alabama Willie or whatever his name is? You ever seen him?
Oh yeah.
Do you know who Drewski is?
Yeah.
Drewski's he goes dressed up. He goes hangs with Alabama Willie, and he gets them all riled up. And Alabama Willie, "I don't get pissed about nothing but Tide."
It's like with people calling to Paul Feinbaum, and they're like, "I'm so tired of the Arkansas Razorbacks." Like,
I don't care if Bama goes 7-5. They deserve being playoff. They play in the SEC. It just means more, Paul.
Are you saying Paul like Paul or Paul as in dad?
Paul. We need to do Collins. Could you imagine Collins here?
Oh. Hey, listen, I used to... So Eric Mosley is a buddy of mine he works at 97.1 now. But he used to work WMRN and stuff, and we called football games together and things. But he used to do this after this like post-high school football call-in show, and people call in bid. They'd be like, "Hey, do you have the Clyde football score? Hey, do you have the Northmore football score?" It's like, just listen, you idiot. But anyway, so I'd call in as different characters every week. That would be like Trump, Bill Belichick, Jim Harbaugh. Yeah, it was a good time. Because again,
what was that Tiger score tonight?
Right. Well, so I called in as Trump one time just to be goofy. And because I thought, how many people are listening to this? What, 5, 6, whatever. And
7.
I guess next day, some guy like went down to the radio station and was like, "Do not besmirch the name of Donald J. Trump on your radio show. That guy's a God-given gift of all things of being American." So
I'm so tired of these fake Americans impersonating Trump all the time.
Right. Yeah. So that ended that. It was a fun run.
Hey, speaking of Tiger scores, you want to hear something really funny I did this year?
Go for it.
So, it was after week 9 football game, and I had kids working on some assignments, and I had the directions. And after they were done with this first assignment, they need to come up and get part 2 from me. In order to get part 2 from me, there was a magic code, and that magic code was how many points the Marion Harding Presidents blew to the Tigers.
It's people like you. People like you, right? All right, Sabo. Nope, that's been good. Do your thingy. That's Cosmo. That's my dog, man. That's my dog. If you want to piss like a puppy, stay on the porch. Listen, it's real simple. Here's the truth. If you're going to piss like a puppy, you got to get off the porch.